Afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
This is day 29 of the Trump Republican shutdown, and Republicans have continued to show zero interest in reopening the government, enacting a bipartisan agreement that meets the needs of the American people, and addressing the Republican healthcare crisis. In just a few days, on November 1st, open enrollment will begin, and tens of millions of Americans are going to more completely understand that their premiums, copays, and deductibles are going to skyrocket by thousands of dollars per year because of Republicans' continued refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for working class Americans. At the same period of time, on November 1st, about 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP in order to put food on the table are at risk of losing their benefits because Donald Trump and Republicans want to cruelly rip them away. Let's be clear. The administration has the funding to make sure that not a single American on November 1st or beyond goes hungry. Not a single American. They have the money, but they are choosing to withhold funding for SNAP because they want to punish hungry children, hungry veterans, hungry seniors, hungry women, and hungry families as part of their continued effort to hurt everyday Americans. This is what we've seen from Donald Trump and Republicans from the very beginning of this Congress. The Republican One Big Ugly Bill included the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. It also included the largest cut to nutritional assistance in American history. Republicans cut $186 billion from SNAP in July, which is why we're facing this crisis right now. And they did all of this back in July. Why? So they could provide massive tax breaks to their billionaire donors. That's what Republicans have done during this presidency. And now, because of their continued refusal to even sit down and have a conversation with Democrats, despite us repeatedly making clear that we will sit down with Republicans anytime, any place, anywhere, here at the Capitol or back at the White House to have a serious conversation about reopening the government, supporting our hardworking federal employees, and addressing the healthcare crisis that Republicans have created, the affordability crisis that Republicans have created, and now the hunger crisis that Republicans are creating by threatening to withhold SNAP benefits, even though the Trump administration has the money to make sure that not a single American goes hungry. Questions?
Mr. Leader, good afternoon. As somebody who flies and travels the country often, are you fearful of flying with air traffic control issues and safety issues?
Well, I'm very thankful for our hardworking air traffic controllers and our TSA agents and everyone who has been working hard without pay for a month because Donald Trump and Republicans decided to shut the government down. And we need to do everything possible to reopen the government. We can start by Republicans in the House ending their 5-week vacation and getting back to work. Like, it's extraordinary that Republicans have been on vacation for 5 weeks, canceled votes 5 consecutive weeks. They're getting paid to go camping and hiking and travel to Europe. This is what House Republicans are doing, documented over the last 5 weeks. They're getting paid, and yet they're forcing federal employees to be furloughed without pay or to work. And it has to end. Like, Donald Trump needs to get serious, give permission to Mike Johnson and John Thune to sit down and negotiate with Democrats. That's all it takes.
The personal concern about your own safety when you travel with somebody.
I am very confident in the ability of hard-working air traffic controllers, TSA agents, and others who are continuing to do their jobs with the highest degree of professionalism.
Mr. Leader.
Thank you.
Mr. Leader. Have there been any early conversations with the White House this week about setting anything up with the president after he gets back from Asia? Something next week with you guys?
There haven't been any conversations from the White House. Leader Schumer and I made clear last week we wanted to meet with the president before he jetted off to Asia. And he's found time in Asia to meet with a wide variety of folks pretending to fix problems related to the tariffs that he has created. And he'll be back in the next day or so. He needs to sit down with Democrats. Like for 29 days, understand, Donald Trump has spent more time talking to Hamas and the Chinese Communist Party than he has in talking to Democrats on Capitol Hill to end the Trump shutdown, reopen the government, find a bipartisan path toward a spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people, and address the healthcare crisis that Republicans have created. That's an unacceptable thing to the overwhelming majority of Americans, that this American president, in the middle of a shutdown that he's created, while refusing to address the Republican healthcare crisis, can find the time to talk to Hamas and the Chinese Communist Party, but can't talk to people who represent half the country, including many Republicans in our districts who are being hurt by Republican policies. Michael?
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Speaker Johnson this morning said that he's given up on leadership, referring to Leader Schumer and yourself, called you both